Right, ladies and gentlemen, MrSotko here. Welcome back to the channel. Got a whole bunch of articles for you today, as there are a lot of things happening in the crypto world lately. And the first thing that I want to talk about is something that technically isn't crypto. So the bear market of Nasdaq and how it relates to crypto and the situation that we might be heading towards and might even already be in. So forget the Santa rally. The stock market is fending off one of its worst Decembers in recent memory. And now the Nasdaq is on the brink of a bear market. It's a scenario that may unofficially commence the end of the longest equity market bull run by some measures in history. Now, as we all know, with crypto, following a bull run is always a bear run, and the longer that the bear or the bull run goes, you know that there is a bear run coming here pretty soon. Now, this chart looks eerily similar to crypto, of course, just because it's a chart. But not only that, but because of the very nice growth that it had, and it had to end at some point, and it looks just like Bitcoin at its all-time high there, or pretty much any of its all-time highs throughout history. So, as of Wednesday, the decline of Nasdaq Composite Index was 18.2% from its all-time high of 81.09 hit on August 29th. Wall Street's widely accepted definition of a bear market is a drop of at least 20% from a recent peak, leaving the technology and internet-laden stock gauge a stone's throw from bearish territory. Now, if you go around and you're part of crypto forums, Reddits, etc., which I highly recommend, you'll notice that a lot of people are putting strangely suspicious of all this, because with the bear market going down and now the bull market is kind of starting to come from the crypto, or at least, you could say that anyway. We have seen a lot of rapid gains and clearly whale purchases on Bitcoin. So Bitcoin the other day, like last night, was 3,700, and within pretty much instantly, it went to $4,100, and that's about where we're at right now. So we've seen a lot of whale purchases, and so a lot of people think that maybe since the stock market is going down, people have sold their stock and are now putting it into Bitcoin, because Bitcoin performs better than stocks. Since its history, it climbed faster than virtually any stock, and so people are starting to go, maybe I should just sell off all of my stock now that it's a bear market and go into the crypto market, which is probably on the verge of a bull run, as it has been a whole year of bear market, and it just sort of makes sense. I mean, maybe the bear market will go on for another 3 months, 6 months, who knows, but either way, a bull market is coming sooner or later. So anybody with a smart investment might say, hey, let's just dump these stocks since it's going down and we're borderline bear market, and we're going to move on over to crypto. So crypto could see a massive explosion in 2019 because of this stock market going down. So moving on to the next article, Baakt futures, Bitcoin physically settled futures contract is poised for a green light. So Baakt futures will be coming out on the 24th. Bitcoin price is making a 10% rally each day for the past 2 days. Positive news ahead of 2019. As Baakt, the first futures that will pay in Bitcoin, is expected to get soon approval from regulators. The last bull run in crypto market started before the launch of CME and CBOE futures back in December 2017, which destroyed the price of Bitcoin and everything else that they touched. So they're like the great evil. After that, the price dropped more than 80% in the 2018 bear market. And the futures launched by New York Stock Exchange owner Intercontinental Exchange is targeting institutional players who have adopted or have avoided cryptocurrency because of worries that they are unregulated and prone to market manipulation. So once digital assets have more trust and regulation, people will be more comfortable using digital assets as currency. It's great to have cash settled, but there's a need for physical delivery of Bitcoin. Bitcoin futures launched in 2017 pay in dollars when the contract expires, while Baakt will pay in Bitcoin, which is good news for Bitcoin since it will create demand, pushing markets high, unlike dollar-settled futures, which pay in cash and are maybe are responsible for the bear market in cryptocurrencies. So literally, I know I say this a lot on my channel, but if you're new, literally the day after CBOE and CME futures hit on the 17th, the 18th was the start of the bear market of crypto, and you can see that in charts on the 17th, and then the 18th just dumped, has never returned since. So you can also look at CBOE, CME futures, where they picked up silver and dumped it, gold dumped, uranium dumped. This the day, like basically the day they picked them up, all of them dumped. So they pick up these markets when they're really, really high and on the verge of a bear market, and they come out coincidentally at the very high of the prices of these commodities like silver and uranium and gold, etc., crypto now. And then, which is the perfect time to go, hey, let's short these and bet against them. And oh geez, look how well that works every time. So this is a totally different situation. So people aren't paying out in cash, and Bitcoin futures that are paid out in cash can essentially give more futures, essentially more contracts than Bitcoin actually has in Bitcoin. Bitcoin's about 17.5 million Bitcoin or so circulating, and they could make that infinite with just paper. You can bet on Bitcoin going down, and you can essentially just make more Bitcoin on paper than actually exists. And since you don't actually have to pay out those Bitcoin, and just money, because money can just print, and that's how that all works. So Baakt futures will come out on January 24th, and the hype is getting pretty real, and there's a lot more posts about Baakt futures, a lot more posts on social media, Reddits, Discords, forums, and this is the sort of thing that drives the bull market. So if you went to the cryptocurrency Reddit, Bitcoin Reddit, etc., during the bear market, while there were a few positive posts, of course, always here and there of people saying, just keep hodling on, it'll be okay, there was a lot of bearish posts, and that has a real psychological effect on a lot of people. And as soon as the bullish posts started to come, you read them and you immediately go, oh man, I should be buying Bitcoin now because I don't want to miss this out. I want to FOMO in right now at the very low and rise it up. So that has a very real effect, and there's a lot of bullish posts going on right now. So I feel like we may be at the start of the bull market. Now, expect a few dumps here and there, as usual in crypto and pretty much any market. When prices go way high, people are going to shave off the top. It's going to dump it a little bit. So it's just always going to keep going up. But Baakt futures January 24th, and I expect a decent rise, at least within a couple weeks before the 24th of January, maybe even starting now. But the closer I think we get, the more the hype we'll get, and the more posts will be created, and the more Discord we'll be talking about it, Reddits and forums, etc., and we'll raise the price. So if you haven't bought in now, could be the time. Could be about the time. Maybe wait for a dip. Who knows? But is there going to be a dip? Your guess is as good as mine. Crypto, welcome to the Wild West. Moving on, IOTA is dishing out shares of 220,000 bounty if you can crack its new hash function. So I'm sure everybody's just going to get right on this, but if you happen to be really amazing at this sort of thing, $220,000 up for grabs. IOTA Foundation, the company wanting to be the cryptocurrency for the Internet of Things. And just to remind you, I play a game called Ring of Elysium that is made by Tencent Games, which is a conglomerate of Tencent Investment, the conglomerate Chinese group. And IOTA actually recently partnered with them. I don't think about Tencent Games, but just in Tencent in general. So interesting. They just launched a new hash function, and it's dishing out shares of 220,000 bounty to anyone that can crack it. And the new hash function, known as Troika, has been designed by cryptographers from cybersecurity firm Cybercrypt. IOTA hopes the new hash function will lay the cryptographic and encryption groundwork, what will become the final IOTA protocol for encrypting its distributed ledger. And if you're not up to speed on hash functions, they are basically ways of encrypting and mapping data on varying size to an identifier of a consistent size. By design, hash functions should only work one way and should not be able to be reverse engineered. So the foundation claims that the new hash function has been designed to surpass all current crypto analytic testing and attacks. And so they're putting their name on the line and offering 220,000 bounty for anyone that can help crack and improve the cryptography. So 220,000 for somebody, and I hope it's one of you. Feel free to give me $1,000. I don't, you know what I'm saying? I'm just kidding, but not really. I'm just saying. Moving on. Waves posts spectacular monthly gains on Vostok project financing. Waves extended its rally, adding another 26% to its price in the past 24 hours to reach $4.44, while also achieving record trade volumes of above 145 million equivalent. So Waves is making waves. Pun intended. You can laugh. The most recent surge followed news of significant financing for the Vostok project, which aims to deliver enterprise-grade blockchain solutions. It is compatible with the Waves ecosystem, but does not use the public blockchain, the team explained in a recent blog post. As announced by Waves, Vostok has secured the impressive amount of 120 million from the private investors, but it's unclear who the backers are and whether the funds have been raised in cash or digital assets. The project will not only benefit the market position of our growing Waves ecosystem as it uses the Waves NG protocol, but also our loyal community will also gain financially through a planned airdrop of 3% overall supply of Vostok system tokens, the Wave team said. So we will look at Waves at the end of this, and I will show you the gains of Waves recently, and it's pretty significant for sure. It just says here the growth of Waves against BTC is also significant, exceeding 300% in the past month. So Waves is going way, way, way up in price. So Bitcoin back above 4,000 on short-term optimism. And again, what I was talking about with the optimism is that there's just so many posts right now, bullish posts, talking about Baakt futures, talking about this, that, and the other thing. So everybody is just getting pretty bullish right now. And that's good because the more bullish behavior is more bullish sentiment, psychology, and people are going to be going out and buying. Return to the 4,000 level as trading volumes expanded beyond 8 billion in 24 hours on renewed optimism. For now, however, the rally up to 6,000, still under question with more price levels to conquer. Bitcoin is seeing the usual support from USDT pairings, which build more than 54% of total volumes, and the BTC rally this time coincided with altcoins regaining positions from recent lows. However, cryptocurrencies observers point out that bullish attitudes are still very tentative, and too many people are talking about this being the rally for Bitcoin, and I'm not convinced, but I hope I'm wrong, says somebody, Crypto Shill Nye. I don't know who that is, but either way, so yeah, skepticism is good. There could be a dump right after this. I mean, I could get done with this video and it could just bomb down, but I think right now there is a growing sentiment, and that is true. There is a very bullish sentiment for now, at the very least. So expect a dump or two, at least, because, anytime that there are a lot of whale purchases, it typically results a few days later that, there's a dump of equivalent value, typically. But if the bullish sentiment is stronger than those dumps, those dips will just get bought up and continue onward. So Coinbase will soon reward you for studying crypto. Now, I'm not sure how I feel about this. Coinbase wants to incentivize the public to learn more about crypto. The exchange announced Wednesday that it was launching Coinbase Earn, a new system where Coinbase users can earn OX tokens by completing various educational tasks, including watching videos and taking quizzes. And the platform is invite-only at launch, though anyone can sign up to a waiting list. The educational content is freely accessible regardless of whether a user is part of the Earn platform or not, according to a press release. Coinbase launched Earn after surveying both customers and non-customers and finding that one of the biggest barriers for people to explore a new digital asset is the lack of knowledge about that asset. And many of the people we spoke to expressed a strong desire to begin learning about new and different crypto assets beyond Bitcoin, but didn't know where to begin. So, all right, that's good that Coinbase is trying to educate people, but at the same time, that it feels like more educated. It feels like what they're doing is they're trying to educate people and making it seem like, oh, look, this is charity. In the same way that corporations give to charity just so that they can get tax breaks, and then they're like, hey, look, no, we gave to charity this year. That's good. Charity's good. But at the same time, it wasn't just to give to charity. It was so that they could write that off and then get a bigger, and then lower themselves into a different tax bracket. They're like, oh, look, we're 100,000 over our tax bracket. What if we just give that 100,000 to charity and bring ourselves down? Then we save ourselves a lot in taxes. So it's a good thing, but it's got different motives behind it. And the motives that I believe is that educated people are more likely to buy things. And so if they feel, if people go on this Earn platform and then they learn and then they get, they get tokens, they're going to want to trade those tokens. They're going to want to buy more tokens. So at the on one end, it's good to educate people. On the other end, it's more like there is a little narrative behind this for sure. So, maybe it'd be cool to get some free tokens just for watching videos and taking quizzes. But trust me, there's a bigger narrative behind that. With 90% of Monero mined, attention turns to tail emission from 2022. So miners now have extracted 90% of privacy-focused Monero and will net the remainder by 2022. So only 10% will be mined in the next few years. So data from monitoring resource Monero blocks confirmed December 20th. Monero, whose developers place anonymity and untethered usage of coins as priorities, will have an ultimate supply of 18.4 million. So far, a total of 16.6 million are available, and unlike Bitcoin, which has a fixed supply once all coins are mined, Monero will continue generating tiny 0.6 XMR block rewards indefinitely after 2022, a feature known as tail emission, which in my opinion is kind of good, because once you have a deflationary currency that stops mining entirely, you might have kind of a problem there. Although Bitcoin won't be mined till something like 2140, the year 2140, which is over 120 years away. And by then, I think Bitcoin will be a thing of the past, and most likely people will forget about it. Now, I know that's like, whoa, crazy, MrSotko, but I mean, technology grows, and by then, in 120 years, the whole face of the planet is going to look totally different. 120 years in human growth and technology of the computer age, the information age, is going to be so radically different to Bitcoin. I think there's just going to be, I don't think anybody's going to be using it in 120 years. We'll have something totally different going on. But if it does, it'll be worth a lot, I guess. And this is to ensure miners have an incentive to keep the network secure. Reference bank Moneropedia explains, because of the dynamic block size, competition between miners will cause fees to decrease. If mining is not profitable due to a high cost and low reward, miners lose their incentive and will stop mining, reducing the security of the network. And tail emission ensures that a dynamic block size and fee market can develop. So kind of interesting for Monero there to have that 0.6 block reward after all of the coins are made, so that at least some coins are still going into circulation, as every day people are end up losing them, lose their private keys or something like that. Their house burns down and they had their private keys in there. So that's pretty good in my opinion. Now let's go to CoinMarketCap. We are at 129 billion. You can see just before I hit refresh there, we were at 133. So we've seen this little dip back below 4,100. Now I was talking about 4,100 there, and we were at 4,100, but I just said by the time I end up with this video, the price is going to be radically different. And sure enough, it was. I've been doing this a long time. So 3,900, but not too big of a deal. It might just go right back up. It might go down. JR Business, these coins go up, they go down. All these coins are lit, bro. CoinMarketCap, Bitcoin dominant, still at 53.6%. Bitcoin Cash still pumping from Bitmain there. That is clearly Bitmain pumping that. Nobody would put all their money, like, look how disproportionate it is. Look how insanely disproportionate Bitcoin Cash is. You think everybody's just buying Bitcoin Cash right now? No, that's Bitmain pumping that millions so they can get that market cap back. Look, they're back to number 4. Litecoin's back down at number 8. Love that pump, Bitmain. Oh, it's not Bitmain. It's not Bitmain. Oh, I forgot. Whoops. But let's check out Waves. Waves has made its way up. Waves way up. You get what I'm saying? Way up on the, now it is 19th, with only a 4.44% increase. But let me just show you how it used to have like 40% and more. So it once was way higher. And of course, the bear market, really took its toll. That was December, and the bear market really took its toll on Waves. But let's look at that 7-day chart. So we were at, less than $2. Even before that, we were a little bit lower and began this massive increase daily all the way up to $4, and we're back down to about $3.94. So Waves is really making waves. Oh god, you just can't help it. You can't help it. It's so easy. Waves is making waves. It's too easy, guys. Anyway, Crypto.com chain, oh my God, 45%. But Bitcoin Cash still all the way up there because it's just everybody loves Bitcoin Cash, right? Like this is like the market sentiment for Bitcoin Cash, like everybody just loves it. It's the real Bitcoin. It clearly is the real Bitcoin. That's a joke, just in case anybody thought I was serious there, because I know somebody's going to think I'm serious. 30% Bitmain pump there. Wow, wow, wow. Bitmain pumping them millions, them billions of dollars, getting that back up there to that number 4 to make it look like that this is a real coin, that this is actually a really good idea. Because if Bitcoin Cash is number 8, where Litecoin was, you might not think that Bitcoin Cash is an amazing deal, right? Like they had to get away from Bitcoin SV too, because they were just, right above Bitcoin SV. And they're like, no. We want to try and convince people and trick people into thinking that we're a real, actual, useful coin. So let's pump our billions into it, and then people will believe it. They'll be like, oh wow, look, 30% increase. This must be a real coin. No, it's a scam. But I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. I want to shill the channel just a little bit. I want to shill that channel before I come out. Make sure you guys hit the subscribe button. Make sure you guys hit the like button as well. That actually really helps. I also have some social media in the description. Just open up that description and go like this on your mouse or your phone or whatever you're watching this on. And I have a Steam, I have a Twitter, and I have a Twitch account where I live stream, and you can catch me live streaming just about every day or every other day. And if you follow, you'll get notifications of when I am live. Follow me on Twitter, Steam, all that good stuff. But I hope you guys enjoyed it, and as usual, I will see you guys next time.